what's going on? Eric Bach here with Bach Performance, and today I'm gonna take you through a pull workout within a push, pull, lower training split. Now, before we jump in, what we're gonna be doing today, a few things. First, we're gonna hit a dynamic warm-up. You have to gradually ramp your body up to optimize performance and reduce the risk of injury. Second, we're gonna fire up your central nervous system with an explosive exercise. We wanna do this because when we incorporate explosive exercises, we can improve muscle fiber recruitment. When we do this, we're gonna be able to recruit more muscle fibers directly in our training, which can therefore help us generate more speed, more strength, more power, and a bigger muscle building response. If we can recruit more muscle fibers, voila, that means we can fatigue them as well, which improves your overall training. Before you go any further, it's 100% crucial that you watch the rest of this video and hit subscribe now. So your lats are a notoriously tight muscle, right? We spend all day with our arms hanging down, and so actually doing a little bit of soft tissue work isn't something I do before every workout, but I will with lats. And so I'm just gonna use a high density foam roller, get underneath my armpit and roll back slightly. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they're foam rolling is they simply focus on trying to foam roll everything. And what you should be doing is finding just a small kind of area of tissue that feels really tight, right? Because what this does is help calms down the neurological signal where muscles are overactive, excessive tone, which can lead to tightness and a restriction in range of motion. So in this case, what we want to do is just find, there's a spot, and I'm just going to sit on it and make small rolls, 3 to 6 inches for 30 to 60 seconds, and then I will switch sides. And it doesn't have to be a huge range of motion. You find a spot, kind of sit there, there you go. And if you can see my hand, I'm just kind of rolling it in and out, getting a little bit of internal, external rotation. Now the second part of the warm-up, I like to actually hit a little bit of a stretch directly through the lats. Again, because your lats are notoriously tight, you can get a better stretch going through, you're gonna have better muscular contractions specifically during the workout. So what I like to do is what I call a lean away lat stretch. You can do this in a Smith machine, in the squat rack. I happen to have a set of rings right here, which makes it very easy. And so we're just gonna get a big stretch here and just a slight range of motion. We wanna call it the lean away lat stretch because as you have the weight here, if you can lean away and get more of a stretch all the way through, your lats actually connect all the way down to that opposing glute through the thoracolumbar fascia. So when we can get a huge stretch like that, your body's gonna feel incredible as the second part of the warm-up is wrapping up. And so as you can see right now, I just get a little bit of a rotation all the way through. It helps me really get deep into that lat. This is an incredible stretch, really any time of day when you're just feeling excessively tight. Sometimes what I'll have clients do, if they really have mobility restrictions, is hit this stretch every single day as part of a regular mobility routine. One of the things with mobility work is you have to stay on it. You have to be really consistent with it. You're much better off kind of focusing on 1 or 2 target areas at a time and really making some improvements than doing a quick 3-minute stretch where you touch everything for 10 seconds, right? Because we're in different positions consistently throughout the day, and especially seated down, internally rotated, certain muscles tend to get tighter than others, and they need more focused work to really get into alignment with what you want to have happen. All right, now because we are gonna be hitting some posterior chain work, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time loosening up my legs in posterior chain. My favorite exercise for this is a toe grab squat. All right, so feet about shoulder width apart, toes externally rotated, hands underneath my toes, and working through that good range of motion all the way through that squat mechanic. And this is great for your groin, for your hamstrings, everything all the way through. And you can mimic your squat stance, and this can be a great way to improve overall mobility. Give you a couple important cues that you can take as well. See from the side, right? So feet shoulder width apart. Heels have to stay flat the entire time when you're doing the exercise here. Otherwise, you shift your weight forward, you can put more stress directly on your knees. So pushing your knees out, heels flat, get tall, and all the way through. And so that warm-up, I'll run through each of those exercises twice, and now it's time to start that snatch grip Romanian deadlift. The first core exercise we're gonna focus on today is a snatch grip Romanian deadlift. So a Romanian deadlift is slight bend in your knees, pushing your hips back, maximizing the stretch in your posterior chain. This is a great exercise, first and foremost for your hamstrings and glutes. The hand position makes this an incredible exercise if you want to be able to train the posterior chain, more specifically your traps, your rhomboids, your rear delts, to build a more muscular upper back. So the snatch grip deadlift, that's exactly why I'm doing it this way. Now, what I'm gonna do, multiple sets of 8 to 10 to warm up, just gradually ramping up, and then 2 hard work sets. The first one is gonna be 6 to 8 reps. The second set is gonna be 5 to 6. The reason why we're focusing on 2 work sets, my training volume on my lower body is very, very high right now with the increase in conditioning. So anytime you increase one variable directly in your training, you have to consider, am I getting more time for recovery, or do I need to pull back elsewhere? So in this case, while we're hitting the RDL range of motion, I don't want my hamstrings to be completely throttled when it comes to my conditioning workout tomorrow. Always an important consideration to have when you're putting together your workout program. Snatch grip, as you'll see, hands are very wide, very wide. So I like to go, I'll take my thumbs, and then I'll go to the clear spot in the knurling, and then I'll go to the outside here. So I actually am running out of room on this the squat rack, so I'm gonna start from the floor on each one of these. So out wide, soft knees. It's literally a fucking burden here right now, terrifying. Okay, anyway, so soft knees, hips back, big stretch, 10 easy reps. All right, so first work set here is at 225. We're bringing out the wrist straps. Again, if you're using an exercise and grip strength becomes a limiting factor, in this case, it would prevent me from actually training the muscles on my posterior chain. So if we want to be able to maximize what we're focused on, hamstrings, glutes, rhomboids, lower back, upper back, traps, rear delts, then if we can focus more on controlling every inch of every rep by having our grip strength aided with straps, that's going to be a net win. Obviously, if you're competing in powerlifting, you don't always want to wear straps. So feet set. Pain in the ass getting these things on half the time. All right. All right, final set, snatch grip Romanian deadlift. Went up to 255 here. Haven't added these actually into a training program in about 6 months. So, you know, a fairly aggressive jump, but not anything I'm scared of, you know, not being able to handle in this case. But again, now we're dropping down to 5 or 6 reps. I want to control every inch of every rep. And again, with that outside double wide hand position, there's a ton of tension directly on my upper back, meaning this is an incredible exercise to get a bit more of an upper body training stimulus than a classic deadlift or Romanian deadlift. All right, feet directly under me. I like to push my knees out, which helps you recruit your glutes more effectively. That external rotation component of the toes being out slightly and pushing the knees out. You're gonna be able to sit between your legs and pull in glutes, hamstrings, groin, all that fun stuff. All right, let's fucking lift. Really glad I had straps there because my right hand was definitely slipping. If I didn't have straps, no way I would have been able to handle that weight and put that much tension on the rest of my body. Do you want to lose fat and build muscle? The number one thing you need to do? Join our Look Great Naked protocol. Head to the link below, book your transformation call, and hit subscribe. Second core exercise we're going to focus on today is going to be a neutral grip chin up with the angles 90 grip. So what we're going to do here, because we're focused on that posterior chain, want to hit the back a little bit more, we're going to go about a shoulder width grip. It's a good balance between hitting upper lats, lower lats, traps, rhomboids, depending on how we're executing the exercise. And the free range of motion directly with the angles 90 is a lot easier on your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. If you're somebody who likes to do a lot of pulling work, specifically pull-ups, this can be an excellent addition to your training arsenal. Again, that free range of motion can help prevent a lot of joint injuries that pop up. And if you've done any programs where you're doing a lot of pull-ups especially, you've probably known that elbow issues can really crop up. So definitely something that I recommend. Our set and rep protocol here, we're gonna do 4 sets of 6 to 8. Again, 6 to 8 is a really good sweet spot when you're talking about building strength and having enough volume to build lean muscle. So I'm gonna gradually ramp up. The last set should be the hardest with the additional weight around my waist. Third set, 35 pounds. Not gonna lie, gang, one time I had this belt slip and the clip grabbed onto one of my nuts. Fucking terrifying. That was tough, but we're gonna bump up anyway, and I'll be happy with 6. The Isodynamic Chest Supported Row is one of my favorite exercises in the world. Chest supported rows are an incredible exercise because a lot of people tend to fatigue through the lower back when they're doing a lot of pulling in a particular workout. So in this case, when you're supported with your chest, this gives you the ability to let your lower back take a break. It lets you really focus in and contract your lats, traps, and rhomboids to really build your back musculature. So what we're gonna do here, this isodynamic has a couple different parts. First is the iso. So you're gonna do a chest supported row, and when you come up, you're gonna hold on one side during the entire duration. The other arm is gonna be performing the reps. So here's the iso, here's the dynamic portion. A lot of people struggle with the mind-muscle connection, meaning they can't feel a muscle contract, they just go through the motions. When this happens, it's incredibly difficult to actually build a target muscle. So with an isodynamic type training style, this allows you to improve that mind-muscle connection, engage those postural muscles, and really help you connect with it so you can maximize the muscle building effect of the exercise. In addition, when you think about the muscles of your upper back, these are what help us maintain good posture throughout the day. And while the most important thing you can do to improve your posture is going to be to actively focus on pulling back throughout the day, when you strengthen those muscles and your ability to connect with them, it's gonna give you the ability to pull back throughout the day. And evidently, when we're training, right, we're strengthening them so you can hold that position easier without fatigue throughout the course of your day, right? We all want to have better posture. This is one of the best ways to do it. And specifically, when we're talking about training your upper back, any horizontal pulling motion, we want to go slower. It's not about going as fast and explosive as we can, because these muscles are inherently built to help us stabilize, to control. They're not as fast twitch as many of our pushing motions and pushing muscles like our chest, triceps, and anterior delts. All right, so go slow, control it, and own every inch of every rep. Now we are cooking with gas. We have hit every single movement pattern that we're really looking for on a pull day. What we're gonna do is finish off with one of my favorite exercises of all time, an exercise that you can do really about any time that you go into the gym, and that is an inverted row. So the inverted row is essentially a horizontal row, right? So in this case, I'm gonna be using rings. Rings allow that free range of motion, and I'm gonna elevate my feet. One of the big important things to understand with exercise like a row, if you wanna make it easier, you simply get your body more upright. If you wanna make it more difficult, get your body flat to the ground. And when you do so, you can even elevate your feet. So a lot of people look at bodyweight exercises thinking they just need to do a shitload of reps. The reality is, with bodyweight exercises, you can still create a ton of tension simply by manipulating body angles. And when you do this, when you can manipulate body angles to create more tension in your muscles on a bodyweight exercise, this allows you to get more bang for your buck out of what you're doing with minimal equipment. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do 50 reps, quality reps. We're pausing at the top of each rep, and we're going to do this in as few sets as possible. This is gonna help us maximize that muscle building effect and leave the gym with a rock solid pump. Hey, and that is a wrap for our pull workout. So if you enjoyed that, all you need to do, head to the caption below. When you do, subscribe, drop your favorite comment, and if you're interested in coaching, go to bachperformance.com/call. You and I will hop on a step-by-step strategy session where I'll break down what's going on directly with your training, with your nutrition, and with your lifestyle, help you find the gaps and create a step-by-step plan to help you look great naked without living in the gym. Have a great day. Did you find this helpful? If so, pound that like button and hit subscribe. Now, if you want a free copy of our Chiseled Muscle Cheat Sheet, the no BS way to help you lose body fat and build lean muscle in 90 days, make sure that you go to the description below and download your free copy. Any questions? Drop them in the comments, and can't wait to see you with the next video.